Hi, this is James Headley. Thanks for tuning in today to the Living in Naples channel. I appreciate you checking out today's video, where I'm going to talk a little bit about two recent experiences with out-of-town buyers, which is a category buyer whom I work with quite frequently and continue to work with frequently, and hope that if you are watching this from somewhere other than Southwest Florida, that you'll reach out anytime if you have questions about the real estate market here. I would love to help you out. And of course, if you like what you see in today's video or any of the others here on the channel, please do like, subscribe, and share. And with that, I want to dive in on, again, two experiences recently. Hang in till the end for a little bit of a contrast. But the first is a very successful purchase of a $1 million plus home by a wonderful couple from the Wisconsin area. We started working together in December, so not long ago as of the time of this recording. And this couple was interested in, and their family, interested in setting up residence here in Florida after some recent early retirements within the family. So we began by finding out a bit about what it was about Southwest Florida and Naples in particular that was drawing them here. So in having those conversations, getting a sense of what was important to them, I was able to then focus with them on why a particular area in Naples was of interest. As they came in, they have some friends who live in one of the communities here locally, and they felt like that was absolutely the place that they were going to want to live as well. We talked a bit about what they were looking for, and that community certainly offered a lot of that, if not all of that. But I wanted them to keep a bit of an open mind, and so we talked about some other communities that would offer some or most of what they were looking for and what was offered in that community. And the conversations continue to evolve. So from those early discussions, I sent them a number of listings from that first community of focus, as well as some other neighboring communities that I thought might be potentially good fits for them as well, so that they would have a range of options to consider. We went back and forth about what was good and bad about some of those listings. So they were wonderful in their feedback. We very quickly identified one of the other communities as the one that seemed to check off more boxes for them, and we're very focused on that community. And this went on for a couple of weeks with listings in those communities and all of those communities, with a particular focus on the one. And as it turned out, there was a great home that came on the market in that community that they were focused on at about the same time that another home nearby in a neighboring community that we had been looking at had a fairly significant price reduction, about $100,000 price reduction. So these two homes plus one other that was currently off market but likely to come on the market, I was aware of, in yet a third community. They were all on the market about the same time. So this critical mass of opportunity sparked these buyers to hop on a flight, come down to Naples, and we toured these homes and some other local communities just to make sure that we weren't missing out on anything and that these were indeed good areas of focus for them. Long story short, we were able to secure a home in not the first choice community initially, not the second first choice community, but actually a third community that once they walked in, saw the home, saw the community and the amenities that were offered, felt like it was better than either of the other two. So, the moral of the story was that we had a great communication from the very early stages. They were both clear about what they were looking for, which never really changed, but what the communities that they were interested in and as they started to see more in these communities, it started to shape what was more important than other items on the wish list. And as a result, again, we ended up in a community that wasn't even on the radar when we began having the discussions, but ended up getting a home there without getting into a bidding war, and being able to get a home without paying more than asking price, which in this market is a rarity, quite frankly. So just a tremendous experience. They're very excited to be closing on that home in probably about a month's time or less by the time you're watching this. We've established a great sort of friendship very, very quickly as we've gone through this process. Felt like we knew each other, have known each other for a long time the minute that we met each other for the first time just a few weeks ago. So that's, I bring this up and I talk about this merely to say that as long as we have good lines of communication and as long as we're speaking very frankly with each other, I mean, I told them about places that they shouldn't consider for reasons because I knew that they wouldn't fit with necessarily what they wanted because of the local knowledge that I have. But having that sort of frank dialogue in both directions allowed us to quickly hone in on what was important, and they're so excited about their new dream home here in Southwest Florida. But they all don't end up with happy endings like that, and as I said, I want to share a bit of a failure. It's my, it's on me. Frankly, anytime that I can't help a buyer to find a home that is the right fit for them, I feel like that's on me. And with this instance, again, out-of-town buyer, actually a couple of individuals who were looking to go in on an investment purchase together. It wasn't clear from the very start what was going to be most important. I tried to get to the heart of that. It was a moving target, everything from condos on the beach in Naples to single-family homes in Marco, and we never really got to a very clear definition of what that ideal home looked like. That said, things worked out that one of the buyers was going to come into town, and so we made plans and put together a showing tour to give a sense of what was available out there and in the areas that they were looking, and spent a day kind of talking about the pluses and minuses, just touring particular areas, even though there weren't listings available in them at that time, and so had a plan to continue to have discussions as listings that were a little better fit came up. Found out a couple of days later that they went ahead and actually purchased a home at full price in not on the water and not anywhere near the beach, and were asking if I had any buyers that might want to purchase the contract as they wanted to assign the contract. Ultimately, I hope that they're successful with this home. I hope that they're able to assign the contract if that's indeed what they want to do. But it's unfortunately, it felt a bit like buyer's remorse, and at last word, they were still trying to get rid of this contract on a home that really didn't check many boxes, even in the sort of scattershot discussions that we had. Really wasn't on the radar for any of those discussions. But the mood and the need and the sort of FOMO, I think perhaps strikes in those instances. I would have certainly liked to have been able to advise them first and foremost on the merits of that home versus some others and the interchangeability of it perhaps with some others as a non-waterfront home in Marco. But it didn't work out, and I wish them only the best, but I bring it up as an example of when things can go wrong, and that's when the communication isn't there, when we're not on the same page. And I just ask that if we have an opportunity to work together, that you be as direct and honest with me as I will be with you. Trust is the name of the game with each other, and I'm out there for your best interests, not for my best interests. Hopefully those end up coinciding, but it's really about getting you into the right home. So thanks again for tuning in to this discussion, a little bit different than some of the other videos on the channel, but hopefully it gives you some insight into how to have a successful home search in the area, and a bit of insight into what it might be like to work with me. And I hope you will reach out if I can help you in any way. And again, do like, subscribe, and share, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video on the channel. Thanks so much.